I'm back this afternoon with some more teaching on leadership. So permit me to say good afternoon to everyone out there and thank you for joining me at this very good hour. It's 1 p.m. West African time. That's 1 hour ahead of GMT, and 1 p.m. in Nigeria also. It's quite a sunny day with all the heat emanating from the sun. But again, it's quite a blessed day. And I say it's quite a blessed day because you and I are honored and privileged to be alive even at a time like this. So I thank you for joining me. And I thank you for having confidence and trust in me over the years in attempting to teach leadership regarding leadership. So today we're going to be talking about excellence. Excellence. I know I've done this. I've talked about it many about a year ago, but I thought to repeat it because I noticed all around me some level of mediocrity. And when I say around me, I'm not saying which is immediate to me or around my immediate environment. I just noticed on the larger society that mediocrity, particularly in Nigeria, seems to be the order of the day. People are satisfied, people are contented with mediocre attitudes, with laissez-faire regard to virtually every aspect of life. And I do know this, that unless we strive for excellence, that unless we look for excellence, unless we pursue excellence, mediocrity will be the order of the day. And I also know that where mediocrity is the order of the day, nothing grows, nothing thrives, nothing flourishes. Of course, you would enjoy life at the, and that is in quote, that's even if you enjoy life, you would enjoy life at the basest level of life. And that for me isn't how life should be lived. So in reality, I shouldn't be saying enjoying life. I should be saying you will respond to life and you will live life at a mediocre level. And as far as I know, when God created the earth, he created us for excellence. He created the earth excellently. He created humans also for excellence. That's why our first home, our first environment was the Garden of Eden. That garden, we're told, was exceptionally beautiful, was watered by 4 solid rivers from the north, south, east, and west. All right? That garden had all the food that man could ever need. That garden had all the protection, all the security that man could ever need. However, because we chose mediocrity above excellence, we were chased out of the garden. We were chased out of the garden. For me, that should not be how we should live life. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about excellence, and my desire is to spark up a fire that will cause men and women to seek excellence in whatsoever they do. And this does not matter what you do in life. You may be a carpenter, you may be a seamstress, you may be a fashion designer like some people call it, you may be fuel station attendant, you may be the president, you may be a governor, you may be one who sweeps the street. Regardless of what you do in life, regardless of what your calling is in life, I desire to see that you pursue and exhibit excellence in whatsoever you do. Because the truth is that if you exhibit excellence in whatsoever you do, you will not stand before mean men or mere men. You will stand before kings. You will stand before great people. That's how wonderful excellence is. Excellence will promote you beyond your immediate environment and will lift you up to heights that you never dreamt of, to heights that you thought were impossible for you or anyone of your generation to reach. When the aircraft was developed, all right, by the Wright brothers, there were some other persons that were sponsored by the government to do an airplane. At about the same time, that government project, even though thousands of dollars were sunk into that project, it failed for so many reasons. One of which was that the person pursuing that project was doing it to make a name for himself, were doing the craft or were envisaging and coming up with an aircraft not for a name for themselves, but for the enjoyment of other people and for pursuing or seeking excellence in whatever they did. And guess what? Those who were not sponsored by the government excelled. They did well. And it became the origin and genesis of aircraft. Excellence. Do you see a man who is excellent at what he does? He will stand before kings and not mere men. If you have an excellent spirit, if you have the mind and mentality to be excellent at what you do, the sky will not only be your limit, it will in fact be your starting point. That's the reality of life. That's the reality of life. It will be your starting point. And if the sky is your starting point, all right, then it means that you will do great things. Well, before we go further into today's lesson, let me just take a little time to do an advert for us to see something that we need to learn about. You would see the flyer of a leadership academy organized by my organization, Born to Lead. At Born to Lead, we believe that everyone was created with leadership in the inside of him or her. And for that reason, we are determined to help everyone bring forth or give birth to those qualities that are buried and hidden deep within every one of us. We're willing to allow everyone know what it means to be born a leader. And for that purpose, we set up the Leadership Academy. This academy will be virtual, it will be online. So across the globe, wherever you are, when you pay a fee of 10,000 naira, and I chose to do it in naira, when you pay a fee of 10,000 naira, you will be given the access link that will enable you come online on the days of training and be a part and parcel of that training and enjoy these deep trainings. One thing that will be interesting, or certain things that will be interesting about these trainings within the academy, is the fact that for every lesson that you learn, you are given an assignment to go over the weekend or within the week to ponder over, to come up with suggestions or observations and responses to the assignments that have been given. Now, the assignments are meant to be very practical. They are meant to help you discover who you are. They are meant to help you understand if what you are doing right now is within your purpose or not. Okay? Because a lot of us live out of our purpose, and we never get satisfied by the things that we do. The reason being that we look down on our purposes and we ignore them. Therefore, we live life the way that we want to live. At the Leadership Academy, we're going to help you discover your purpose in life. Because without discovering your purpose, you can never lead. A leader is one who knows and understands her purpose in life. There are so many other topics that will be taught, the qualities or qualifications of leadership, the qualities of good leaders, and so on and so forth. And so we encourage you to register for this academy and be a part and parcel of the academy. The registration process is written down on this flyer. Just go through and apply yourself as may be necessary regarding this training. Now, it's a 1 month program. It's a Friday and Saturday program, 2 hours each day. Each 2 hours on Friday, 2 hours on Saturdays, and the following weekend 2 hours, and then 4 hours every weekend, as it were. So, and I can tell you, you know that to even remain online for 8 weeks or 8 weekends, as it were, cost some money. So 10,000 will be nothing compared to what you will learn, compared to the cost that we are bearing on your behalf, even by remaining online. So I challenge you and I encourage you to be a part and parcel of this training and to learn, as it were, from what we have to offer to you. Having said that, let me say a few things about excellence. That is talking about today's topic. Let me say a few things about excellence that should help us, that should guide us, that should control, well, not control, but should direct our hearts as to how to excel in whatever we do. Okay? For you to excel at whatever you do, there are certain principles. But before I would outline the principles, let me state a few things. Number one, excellence doesn't cost, it pays. In other words, no matter what you spend at achieving excellence, and when I say spend, I'm not talking money, I'm talking also in terms of time. I'm talking in terms of sweat. I'm also talking in terms of other resources other than money that you spend. Regardless of what you spend to pursue excellence, it will not cost you, it will pay you back in full measures. It will pay you back in full measures. That's number one. Number two, please note that quality engages and attracts quality. Every one of us, regardless of who you are, where you are, what you are, and how you were raised, you get attracted by quality. And so if you want quality returns, dish out quality and see what returns you would get from people who know and understand quality. So quality pulls quality. Quality attracts quality. My wife is a fashion designer, and not just a fashion designer, she also loves fashion. Every time that she makes a new dress, puts it on, and goes to market or church, because of her concern for details, because of her interest for details, her clothes always come out as quality. And on the street, whether she knows people or not, who stop her to ask where she made her dress. And then she advertises her business onto them. Why? Because quality pulls quality. Quality is an attraction for quality. Okay? Number three, God to have quality. You have to be hungry for quality. You have to have a desire, a passionate desire for quality. I would mention this sadly, all right, and I say sadly because it doesn't give me the perfect example, especially with regards to Nigerians. But for the sake of Africans, it is beneficial. Now, if you may have noticed, if you are a Nigerian and you reside in Nigeria, you may have noticed that most Nigerians now prefer Togolese for building works. Works such as plastering, screeding and plastering, and also POPs in houses. Most people prefer Togolese for those kind of jobs. And why? Because somehow the Togolese have an eye for details. And I know that that didn't just come up in them. It's not as if it's a quality that they were born with. No. It's a quality that they've been trained to have. And because of their training, when they screed, when they do POPs for you, they are particular about details. Give you what you want and what you desire. So most people unconsciously get attracted by them. Even carpentry, they excel so well. Not because we do not have carpenters, not because we do not have masons, of training people to understand details and to pursue quality in whatsoever they do. So I say this again, that quality, excellence attracts excellent people. That for you to gain quality, you have to be hungry. You have to have a hunger for qualitative things. Do not just embrace anything that comes your way. Go for things that are quality. Now I ask you, since you have been buying okrika, and it's a term for fairly used clothes in Nigeria, since you have been buying okrika, how well has your standard risen? How well has your standard risen? Because quality does not just come by pursuing things that are substandard. You and I know that when you go to the market nowadays in Nigeria, people ask, who made this? It's Chinese made. We just simply run away from them. Why? Because the Chinese have been able to set certain criteria or mindsets to develop the same product of several qualities. If you come and require a quality that isn't excellent, they will provide it for you. They'll provide it for you. Sadly, again, as Nigerians, we have chosen non-qualitative things to be imported from China. And whether you like it or not, those things lose. Chinese is lost, has lost so much as far as Nigerians are concerned. You would rather buy a qualitative material than keep buying things over and over again. One more thing, excellence is not a gift. You learn excellence, you pursue excellence, you train for excellence. Nobody on planet Earth today was given birth to with excellence in his or her life. No. Everybody pursues excellence. Everybody requires excellence. So everybody trains. Anyone you see who is excellent right now trains for excellence. Many years ago, I think in 1986, 87, yes, I remember, in 1986, 87, some friends and I, while returning from school, were reading an auto mechanic magazine. All right. And that year we were looking at, in that magazine, we were reading about several auto companies and what they were doing to improve their products and services that they were providing to the world. Chevrolet was there, Mercedes was there, Peugeot was there, and a few other companies, Renault, I think, and so on. Now, one thing that we noted and we laughed about was the fact that in that year, Chevrolet was conducting a research of about $1.5 million to improve its vehicle generally, to improve its production generally. Mercedes was spending $2 million to improve the legs of its vehicle. Not the entire vehicle, the legs of its vehicle. That was what Mercedes was spending in 1986-87 to improve the legs of its vehicle. Now, if you've ever driven a Mercedes-Benz, you will know that the legs have been. If you've never driven one, just observe when a Mercedes vehicle makes an attempt to do a reverse or to reverse, you will notice that the tires nearly slip. All right, they slant in such a way that they nearly slip, that at the tightest corner you can reverse your Mercedes-Benz. Why? They spent on it, they trained for it. No wonder Mercedes-Benz is always expensive. You know, when the world was going for auto drive, Mercedes was about the last auto company to go for automatic drive. And within that period, they were studying the automatic drive. They were reconstructing, reconfiguring the automatic drive until they became perfect, or no, well, not perfect, but excellent at what they were doing. And then they began to do vehicles with what is it? With automatic drive. Okay? So excellence is not a gift. You train for it. What is the definition or meaning of excellence? Okay? But before I talk about the definition or meaning of what I mean by excellence, let me say one more thing. That the future, in fact, the present and the future will continue to belong to those who pursue excellence. It is not just enough that you make a radio set. It should be better that you made a radio set that is excellent in the market. Excellent in terms of pricing, excellence in terms of productivity, excellence in terms of output, excellence in terms of endurance, excellence in terms of durability, and excellence, excuse me, in terms of beauty. So the future belongs to those who pursue excellence. I'm talking about beauty. About a month or two ago, I had a ride in a friend's vehicle, and we had two other friends in that vehicle, and they were discussing at the back and talking about G-Wagon, as it were. And one said, wow, this vehicle is very ugly. I wouldn't drive it even if I had the money to purchase it. And the other said, you are speaking because you've never entered a G-Wagon. And the other said, no, what can be in a G-Wagon that I've never seen in a vehicle? And I got attracted by that. And I said, look, I've driven in a G-Wagon on a rough road and smooth road. And I can tell you that that vehicle was crafted well. That vehicle was not crafted in a hurry. Time was taken to craft that vehicle properly, in the sense and manner that anyone who rides on a G-Wagon will know that he's driven a car. So, the present and the future belongs absolutely to those who pursue excellence. What is excellence? Excellence is the highest quality. So it is not just good that your product is qualitative. It is also not just good that your product has high quality. It is better that your product has the highest quality. That is to say that if you have a product and people compare your product to any other product in that same category, that they will not find a product better than your product. So excellence is the highest quality. If you check the dictionary, you also note that excellence is defined as extreme quality. And like I mentioned, it is not just good that you have quality. but that you have extreme quality. The maximum quality of highest standard. That is what excellence is. So whether it is in your character, in your products, or in your services, you must be of the highest quality. That's what you must provide to the society. Excellent people seek for solutions. Average people grumble and complain. So while excellent people pursue solutions, and this is the reason why I had to do this teaching, because you see, I wake up every day and on the streets, in the church, at home, and wherever, what I hear people say or what I see people do is they wake up from morning all the way to night. They are grumbling and complaining about one thing or the other. They are consistently nagging. But on the flip side, while they nag about what others have done or refuse to do, they also do not do anything better than those they complain against. Not at all. Yesterday, I was returning from work, and the cab driver who took me, while we were on the road, noticed a vehicle that had broken down in the middle of the road. And when we were passing, he said, just imagine what this man is doing. Imagine that this driver has a broken down vehicle in the middle of the road and is not concerned to put caution sign. And I said to him, observe the vehicle. That vehicle ought not to be on the road. And I told him that even the driver knows that the vehicle ought not to be on the road. That is why the driver drives at night. There's no light. The vehicle is rickety. It is dead and worn out. To the extent that it broke down on the road. And I told the driver, I said, you can imagine how this man insults government, insults everything around him. The government has provided such a smooth road, such a fantastic road for smooth driving. Yet, this man will grumble and complain and then drive a rickety vehicle on such a smooth road. So, while excellent people ponder and look for solutions, average people spend their days, their hours, their time grumbling instead of doing something good. So excellent people make improvements, not excuses. They are constantly in need of improving whatever thing they see. You know, unconsciously, within the last maybe 7 months or thereabout, every time I hold a product, the first thing that comes to my mind is, how can this product be better? It's not about using the product. It is how the product can be improved to be better. That's what excellent people do. They do not spend their time making excuses. They spend their time trying to improve their environment. Note also, like I said from the beginning, that excellence is not a gift. That excellence is better than mediocrity. I also want to state, even before I reel out the principles that should help us become excellent people, I also want to state that excellence originates from your mind. Mediocrity originates from your mind. What you store up in your heart is exactly what you will produce in your life. There's a funny Indian program on Z World, for those of you who use DSTV, that my wife watches. Every time I watch, or at least sit, and that program is on, I get exceptionally angry. Exceptionally angry. You know why? That program is of the lowest standard. The storyline, the acting, the continuity in that program is extremely annoying. The day I had something to do in the sitting room, so I watched that while I was doing what I was doing, and then watching the TV from time to time. And a police officer was being punched. The same police officer, the same scene. If the camera turned left, he was without a beret. If it turned right, he was with a beret. In the same scene, I just hissed. I got so angry and got up and walked away. Because I recognized and realized that if you continue to watch that program, mediocrity will be written on your heart. There are certain programs that you watch and your standard lowers. It does not challenge your brain to think higher. So we must recognize that excellence begins from the heart, just as mediocrity also starts from the heart. What are some of the principles that you need to observe if you must be excellent at whatever you do? Principle number one, you must develop a deep commitment to excellence. You must develop a deep commitment to pursuing excellence if you want to be excellent. In other words, do not take things at the surface level. Whenever you are given an assignment to do, ensure that you dot your I's and you cross your T's. I remember back then in secondary school, one of the challenges that I used to have was the fact that whenever I wrote an examination, I never went back to read the script even before submitting. And on one occasion, if I had taken some few seconds to read what I had written, I would have realized an obvious error that I made. An error of writing my name on a line that I should not have written my name. And guess what? I failed that paper. Not because I didn't know what to write on the paper, but because I misplaced information on the paper. And of course, that cost me what I should have earned in that examination. So the first principle is that you must develop a deep commitment to excellence. Always seek to be the best in whatever you do. Never be satisfied with any level of success. Always seek to improve upon your success. In fact, the enemy of your progress is your last success. You know, so a lot of us continue to enjoy when we when we become successful, we sit and reminisce and enjoy that success that we forget to make progress. And the world over, there are companies, there are products, there are services, there are humans that have been stunted by their last success. Always seek to be the best. Always seek to be the best. The second principle is go the second mile. Go the second mile. Push to the second mile. Give more than you have been requested to give. Do more than you are requested to do. Always go the second mile. Push a step further from where you are or where you have been asked to stop. Raise the standard higher than any standard that has been given to you. So, for example, if work resumes at 8 a.m. and say it closes at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., for you to exhibit excellence, ensure that you are in the office at least 7:30. Now, it sounds funny, it sounds strange to a number of people, but I tell you this, that if you are at your workplace at least 30 minutes before work starts, you settle down faster than anyone who is coming at 8 a.m. Ensure also that you close at least 30 minutes after the regular closing time. What that helps you do is that you tidy up for the day and plan even for the next day. That's what it means to go the second mile. To take a step further than the steps you are required to take. The third principle is never settle for the average. Never be satisfied with the status quo. Miles Monroe says average is the grave where excellence is buried. I take it again. This is from Miles Monroe. He says average is the grave where excellence is buried. And I agree with him. Whenever you settle for the average, whenever you prefer the mediocre, whenever average things satisfy you, you will never seek for excellent things. Never. So never settle for average things. Because you can never change whatever you accept. People who orchestrate changes, people who bring changes to the fore are people who enter an environment and they are instantly dissatisfied with the status of that environment. And that is what leaders are born of. That's what leaders are made of. People who never get satisfied with how things operate. There is a governor in my country who at the moment is more or less in the black book of a number of indigenes within his state. Why? Because he's not a man of status quo. He has tried to change so many things. He attacked the educational system, sacked a number of teachers who were not qualified, maintained and retained those who were qualified, and also engaged newer ones. He sacked local government staff who, in my view, never work. That's the truth. A lot of local government workers do not work. The local government is the lowest ebb of leadership in political leadership in my country, Nigeria. These people only make themselves available at workplace on payday. On payday. And thereafter, perhaps 2-3 days after, they are back to their farms or wherever they want to go to, and back to other businesses. And so he sacked a number of them, and people have been grumbling and complaining. And I said, my friends, the truth is that somebody needs to do this. He is courageous, he is bold enough to do this. Why? Because he does not like the status quo. And he's proved that he can do certain things, because he's raised the internally generated revenue of the state to become the third highest generating revenue within the country. What you accept, you can never change. And what you do not change can never pursue excellence or can never be excellent. Never. The fourth principle is that you must possess ethics and integrity. Oh, I could spend hours talking about ethics and integrity. And by the way, I've done a teaching on integrity. So if you're online and you go to my to Born to Lead Facebook page, or Shedrack Bako's Facebook page, or the YouTube channel of Born to Lead, you will see a teaching on excellence. A teaching on integrity. Any day, anytime, your integrity speaks well for you. Even among thieves, your integrity will be noted and spoken of for you. So you must possess ethics and integrity. What this does is that it gives you guidelines about things to do and things not to do. And anybody who knows and identifies things to do and things not to do will remain an excellent person. That person would pursue excellence. Excuse me. Integrity means you are without or beyond question. Integrity means your words or actions agree. That's what integrity is. And so for you to pursue excellence and for you to exhibit excellence in whatever you do, you must do what? You must have ethics and integrity. The next principle is that, excuse me, you must never stop improving. Never stop improving. Excellent people are never satisfied with any success. They push harder and harder. They push higher and higher. They never stop learning. They know a thing, but they are not satisfied with what they know. So they push further to know more. Excellent people are people that know something about everything and everything about something. Those are excellent people. Their spirit is never satisfied, is never contented with just staying at a spot. Excuse me. They keep pushing higher and higher. Those are excellent people. They push higher and higher. Another principle is that you must pursue and market excellence like a lifestyle or as a lifestyle. Let excellence be your lifestyle. In other words, in every situation, you must seek out for excellence such that people know you for excellence. And by the way, because you see, our whole society settles in mediocrity. People are always going to complain when you pursue excellence. People are always going to have an issue, something to say, something to pull you down when you pursue excellence. But I've learned this fact about life. Whether you give quality or inferiority, people will always speak. Okay? It's not just about you. It's about the human race. We love talking. We talk even about things we know nothing about. And you see, it takes great leaders to be able to know when to speak and when not to. When to say things and when not to say things. So, you must always market excellence as your lifestyle. Do things right every time that you do them. Make an effort not to repeat doing anything. That makes you excellent. And there is a difference between pursuing excellence and pursuing perfection. The problem is that if you pursue perfection, you will never attain it. You will end up frustrated. Your ego will be bruised. You will lack confidence if you pursue perfection. In fact, John Wooden, that great college coach in the United States of America, said this once to his players. In fact, I think he kept repeating it after that once when he said it. He says, we will keep pursuing perfection, knowing that we'll never hit it, but also understanding that in pursuing perfection, we may become excellent. That in pursuing perfection, we may become excellent. So please note, you can never attain perfection. We are humans. We are flesh and blood. Our knowledge, in spite of the fact that we've not exhausted our knowledge, yet we are very limited. We are very limited. So please, Always market excellence and never be satisfied. Also, in pursuing and trying to attain excellence, I will round up by saying, never compare yourself with another. The idea of excellence is not so you will be better than another person, no, but so you will be better than yourself. There is always room for improvement. There is always room for increase. There is always room for the attainment of greatness. And so, never compare yourself with another. That's foolishness. Compare yourself with yourself. In other words, on a daily basis, when you wake up, seek to do things that will make you a better version of yourself than who you were the day before. So for you to pursue and to succeed in attaining excellence, never compare yourself with another. Never. Because in that way, you will not attain excellence. Let me round up by reminding us of these principles, the principles of excellence. Number one, I said you must have a deep commitment to excellence. You cannot attain excellence at a shallow level. It has to be a deep commitment. You must possess ethics and integrity, because integrity makes you stand out in any society. You must be consistent. Set a high standard and consistently pursue that high standard. Because you know why? People always forget how fast you did a job, but they will always remember how good you did it. Another principle is never stop improving. Pursue excellence daily. Market excellence as a lifestyle. Never compare yourself with another. And ensure that you always seek to be someone who does not settle for the average. These are some principles that should help you and I to pursue and to grab excellence. Thank you for your time. Now, before I go, let me remind us again that Born to Lead has started a leadership academy. We did one session in February. This is the second session. And as of today, the slots that we have are left for only 7 persons. When these 7 persons register, we will be done in terms of registration for this term or for this session. And you may have to wait for another 2-3 months for the Leadership Academy to come up again with another session. Of course, this is about putting logistics in order and so on and so forth. So I encourage you to register for this leadership session. One thing for sure is that at this Leadership Academy, you will learn to discover your life's purpose. You will learn to set vision. You will learn to run with that vision. We will challenge you to be able to mark your progress in life. We will teach you what qualifies you as a leader. We will teach you the qualities that you must hold on to if you must influence people, and we'll teach you how to improve your influence over people. We'll also talk about the philosophy of leadership. There are several philosophies. One is the Greco-Roman philosophy that concentrates or focuses more on teaching you about what the gods have ordained upon your life, and they're making you think that leadership is only for a few select people. At Born to Lead, we know better than that. And we're going to let you understand what it means for everyone to be called as a leader. Registration will soon end, and we have slots for 7 more people. And after that, we will be done. Thank you for your time today, and thank you for spending it with me in the last 1 hour. I do guess that having learned about excellence, you will hold on to excellence and run with it even to the end. Thank you, and do have a blessed week ahead of you, even as